Hey everyone, I finally got a Nerf Crossbow! What, am I not doing it right? What's up YouTube? Griever here, and yes, I got my hands on a Nerf Crossbow, although they actually call it the Dreadbolt, because this technically is an actual crossbow, but, you know, Nerf used that back in the 90s on a really cool blaster that's extremely expensive now, so I had to settle for its second cousin. The Dreadbolt is a Zombiestrike blaster, hence the wonderful lime green paint job, along with the haphazard thrown together design scheme of it. I'm going to do a firing demonstration, and you know what? Since I haven't done one outside, why don't we bring this bad boy out there and see how well this actually does perform? Okay, well, that didn't work as planned, so I guess I can try firing it off in the workshop. I'd rather have fired it outside because this is a very big blaster that uses very large ammo. Yes, this does not fire darts. This fires actual arrows. Now, these may look familiar if you are familiar with the Rebel series because they had a bunch of bows that fired this kind of ammo. The ammo is a plastic shaft with little foam fins, a rubbery notch, and a huge, huge Nerf head. This is probably bigger than, believe this is bigger than Mega Ammo. It's extremely squishy, and the back end is fairly squishy foam, although the center is extremely hard. But you're getting hit with this, not like this, so it's safe. The way you prime this beast of a blaster is you take the wrench handle up front. You can either hold it like this or grab it like this, whichever you prefer. I actually like doing it like this. Push it down and then push it back up. Pushing it down will notch your string. And yes, this is a complete stringer blaster, not like the other crossbow that's just a springer in disguise. But you shove the arrow in there, and it does have a priming indicator. Normally this would be orange, but when you're primed, it will actually show up as white. So once the arrow is loaded, and as long as it's loaded properly, you just take aim, pull the trigger, and say, downside number one, and I will get to that later. So try and reset the string, and that's the reason why this was white, because the indicator was not clicked in properly. Okay, those are too big for my target. I'll show you what my target is one day. I may do a very, very simple, like 2-minute back to basic on it. But that's how it works. The paint job on this is extremely minimal. You have some paint here just to like kind of break up the monotony. This black is painted onto the grayish portion of this with the faux wrap and whatever this is supposed to be. This black is painted on along with this dark gray. This is actually solid color. This is solid. And oh yeah, this black is painted on. The only paint on the main blaster outside of the aesthetic one is the Zombiestrike logo here. They didn't even bother painting the Nerf logo here. And of course, on the opposite side, there is nothing. On the arms up front, which do snap into place, mine are not because I am going to eventually open this. You have the Nerf logo painted here along with the Dreadbolt lettering. Now, these arms have no flex to them whatsoever. They are completely solid. Your whole power comes from this right here. So if you do any power upgrades, it's going to have to be just a heavier string in there. You're also going to have to make sure you've reinforced this, but normally I would do an internals video, but because this thing is so big and there's very little we could do to it outside of just popping out a few locks, I'd rather just do an overall mod guide on this rather than half-ass internals and then do a mod guide maybe down the line. The only other thing that this comes with outside of 5 arrows, which you can put here, is this really chintzy faux scope. It has no plastic lenses in it whatsoever. You get a target back here and then just weird opening front end there. And say, ooh, nothing. Ow. But that's everything that comes with this. You can buy arrow refills for these, which come in these boxes. Now, while this comes with 5 bolts and you have a space for 5 bolts, your refill packs come in 4s. These are not hot dogs. That doesn't make sense. But if you find them, this is what the packaging looks like, and it even just has the Dreadbolt on the back. I know there is another Zombiestrike Crossbow bolter thing that's a very much tinier version of this that has just 1 string in it, or not. Obviously, it has 1 string in it, but it holds like it comes, I think, with 1 arrow. If you're gonna get something as silly as this, I say go big or go home. Over and all, I have to say though, as much fun as this can be, I'm actually not happy with it. Now, bear with me for a minute because I like the concept. I like what you can do with it because, I mean, you can fire arrows, well, Nerf arrows. It looks like a full-sized crossbow in my, just about. It has a very easy priming system, but the only thing is though it's so impractical. It takes a while to load the darts, and you have to load, or darts takes a practice to definitely load those arrows properly. But not even that. You're using proprietary ammo at that point. If you're the only one at an HVZ or a Nerf War game and you're running this thing, whatever ammo you bring, that's it. So if you lose any ammo during the day, or someone breaks an arrow or whatever, you're not going to be able to scoop up somebody else's ammo and like reload yourself. It's what you see is what you get. Also, my other contention on this thing is the price point. This thing normally retails for $50. That is damn expensive for this thing. I mean, you're paying almost like $20 alone just for plastic. I mean, the thing is big. It looks cool. It is not worth $50. I got mine half price, and I was willing to pay half price for it because I really did want to try it out because, again, I like the idea of it. I also, do some amateur cosplaying stuff, so if I ever do decide to do something Walking Dead related and I want to be Daryl, I'd have to kind of grow out my hair for that, but if I ever decide to do anything zombie related or something, I have a nice bow and arrow prop piece, and I've seen people do amazing work with these. I remember correctly, I believe Heavy Starch, who has a channel, I'll link him down below. He's a really cool guy, very, very talented. Go check out his stuff. If I remember correctly, I think he did a phenomenal job on this thing, and it came out really good. But also, the other thing I have a problem with is actually the priming bar. Now, while I do like the concept of it, this thing feels more flimsy than the Slingfire one. Not to mention, it's light, hollow plastic, and it's like I would have, if I can, I will find a way to put a Slingfire grip here, or if I ever destroy one of my Sentinels, put that here, because I mean, I would wind up, I usually prime it like this to begin with, so I could put just something that would have a normal handle in it anyway and just be fine with it. Not to mention, again, this just feels so flimsy, and I don't like that. And also, this thing is, this thing, piece of junk. But that's all I got to say about the Dreadbolt. Let me know what you think of the Dreadbolt down in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you agree with me and think it's just way too gimmicky to really be practically used? Or if you even use the Rebel stuff and think that was actually a better option than what this thing is. Again, leave me a comment down below. And as always, thank you everyone for watching. And if you like this video, as always, throw me a like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below. Click the little bell icon to get notified of when I do all my silliness. And I will see you guys next time. Later.